Students Association. She's a great and approachable person, very understanding. We're here today because we want to launch this initiative. We are currently organizing a women's health conference surrounding female reproductive health. And the reason is because I am from the United States, and the Medical Students Association, their students are from here. And we've all realized that students across the board, basically students of the diaspora, are disconnected when it comes to the plagues of this country. So we want to organize a women's health conference where we serve as examples so that those abroad can become more active in kind of raising the living standards here, as well as raise the living standards here because we're all studying or tied to medicine somehow.
Yeah, when you say raising the living standards, how do you mean? What do you mean? How do you plan to do this?
Okay. So basically what we're doing is we're organizing a women's health conference as well as a health fair where we offer free screenings to women. What we've realized is that awareness can kind of demolish a lot of illnesses, a lot of dominant things in the Gambia. For example, diabetes during pregnancy and high blood pressure. We realize that people travel across to the West just to find out that they have diabetes and high blood pressure or those things. So when we say raising living standards, we mean raising awareness so that people can live longer, so that people can prevent things, so that preventable things are prevented.
And what was the Vice President response and advice to you?
Oh, well, she was very happy and very welcoming. She loves the idea of students connecting across the board, students like myself from the United States and students here working together, because she knows as well as we know that health is a great concern here. Health disparity issues are of a great concern here. So she was very receiving and very welcoming, and she wants to help in any way possible.
They're a Gambian-based American in the United States. Volunteers have descended on a farm in Dabang earmarked for cultivation by the Gambia dock workers on behalf of President Jammeh. The recent pre-planting exercise on the 11-hectare farm involved clearing and plowing by a large group of volunteers from Casamas. Babukar Kamara saw the men and women in action, and he now tells us more.
From despair as aid recipients to development as food producers, they gathered as refugees from Casamance, supplementing President Jammeh's calls for Gambians to go back to the land and grow what they eat.
We are here because of the Casamance civil unrest. We are working on President Jammeh's farm to support his initiatives and for him to know that we came to seek for his aid.
We also want to have our own refugee farm in order to support President Jammeh's farming activities. We want to be active participants of food production rather than partial recipients of aid.
Far from the clearing fields led by inspired refugees is the plan of 11-hectare groundnut farms cultivated by the maritime dock workers of the Gambia Ports Authority, with the ultimate aim of supporting President Jammeh's Back to the Land initiatives.
The
President's Back to the Land call is for our own benefit. The work we are doing here goes back to our families despite political affiliation, tribe or race, and I am a living witness.
So
we have harvested more than 180 bags of groundnut from these farms for the past 2 years, all is given to the President for increased agricultural productivity. This year we are here for the same Back to the Land call.
I've already extended the farm, and then at the same time what I have to do, I can't try to keep about 400 or 500 people on one farm, so I've decided to separate the farm this year. And then the refugees has to get their farm, and the port dock workers have their own farm. But it's the same farm, it's the same person on the farms. All the harvest is going to the same person.
The Dabang Back to the Land response started in 2010 by the Gambia Ports Authority and has the aim of supporting President Jammeh's development initiatives. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
The drinks bottling giant Banjul Breweries today handed over tricycles to 15 of its sales agents. The move is expected to facilitate the countrywide sale of the 8 different brands of the Banjul Breweries manufactured UK drinks. Louis Mendy has more.
These tricycles, numbering 15, were recently donated to 15 prime promoters and distributors of the UK drink minerals manufactured by the Banjul Breweries. The motion was meant to recognize and reward the beneficiaries for their distinguished role in promoting countrywide sales of the 8 different brands of the UK drink.
We are here to distribute to our esteemed distributors and customers and wholesalers 15 new UK tricycles. They are all displayed, some on the right and some on the left, and they are valued at more than $1 million.
The over $1 million venture would, among other things, earn the UK distributors the opportunity to expand their business network and thus increase employment chain, news that would filter well with the donors of the tricycles.
As I always said, Banjul Breweries is a company that one should always try to associate with, because Banjul Breweries believes in excellence. The products that we do are of high quality, products that you can never avoid. You and your family can never avoid these products, because in your naming ceremonies, in your marriage ceremonies, these are the products that you need. And now it's a free market, you have a lot of products in town or in the country, but our products stand tall in the midst of competition from external and inside the Gambia.
The health benefit attached to the UK drink is enormous. Each of the 8 brands has the potent to combat a particular disease. Obesity and malaria are some of those diseases the UK grapefruits and UK tonic can cure respectively.
UK grapefruit also is a very, very good product health-wise, because if you look at the Gambian population, you know, a lot of people are growing weight, and we said, okay, we can not just continue producing product just for enjoyment's sake. We have to come up with products that would help people health-wise, help combat some of the ailments in society, like obesity and all those things. So UK grapefruit came specifically to help those with a lot of fats in their body, because
aside from the purchase of the tricycles, the donors have also paid for their insurance and license for 1 year. Maintenance costs for the first 1,000 kilometers the tricycles will run has also been paid for. Among the 15 beneficiaries coming from different parts of the country, Mohamed Jabi, also known as Jabi Yuki, and Fane Korea of Talinding, stood tall among others as main distributors of the UK drink. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Well, you can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website, which is at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio live. Well, that takes us to our very first break. The news continues in just a moment.
nak Mama Jey dimanche bu nek ci GRTS ci juroom ñaari waxtu ye genn wala ci ngoon ba ci juroom ñetti waxtu yi jamono ji programme bu xew te and ak jamono.
Welcome back. Turnout in Senegal's legislative polls has been drastically low according to observers. The ruling coalition led by President Macky Sall, local media say, is headed for a sweeping victory. Authorities put the turnout at a lowly 37%, a far cry from the huge turnout in March's presidential polls. We have more in this report.
Newspapers in Senegal leave no doubt that President Macky Sall's presidential coalition is most likely headed for a sweeping victory in legislative elections which took place on